They'd stuffed my life into black garbage bags. The lobby reeked of coffee and ammonia, the kind of smell you associate with bleach and betrayal. My boss, Greg, stood by the front desk with 3 managers behind him like a firing squad. My coworkers were pretending to check their phones, but I could feel their eyes. "You're 25, Greg said. "We're downsizing. Get out now." No meeting, no warning. Just my belongings, crushed, spilling out of cheap plastic, on display like trash. I didn't speak. I didn't give him the satisfaction. I just smiled, picked up my car keys, and walked out without touching a single bag, because I'd already taken everything I needed. Flashback, 1 year earlier. When I first met Greg, he called me the future of the company. He said I had energy and instinct. He invited me into meetings most interns never saw, asked my opinion, laughed at my ideas like they were genius. Back then, I believed him. I worked late, brought him solutions before he knew there were problems. I was loyal in a way only the young and hungry can be. But loyalty is a one-way street for people like Greg. The cracks started small. A skipped invite to a client dinner. A project I'd built from scratch suddenly being presented by someone else, Greg's favorite senior manager. Then came the praise that didn't include my name. And finally, the late-night email I wasn't meant to see. Greg forwarding my proposal to another manager with the words, "Run this under your department, credit it to yourself." That was the moment I understood. I wasn't the future of the company. I was a resource to be drained, then discarded. So I didn't confront him. I started watching him. Greg liked control. He liked knowing he could pull a lever and someone's career would move or collapse. That arrogance made him sloppy. He'd brag about upcoming deals in the elevator, forgetting who was listening. He'd leave signed documents in plain sight on his desk. I memorized names, dates, figures. By the time he'd stripped my projects from me, I already had something he didn't know I possessed, a map of the company's most valuable relationships. Planning started quietly. I stopped storing anything important on the company's server. I moved my work to encrypted drives at home. Every time I spoke to a client, I made sure to follow up from my personal email, just in case our server went down. Most responded. Many kept my personal contact on file. Some preferred it. Over drinks with one client I trusted, I learned the biggest secret. The company's 3 largest accounts were considering moving elsewhere. Greg didn't know yet. I decided to make sure that elsewhere was me. Execution took months. I reached out to those accounts not to poach, just to build trust. I anticipated their needs, solved problems before they escalated. I didn't ask them to move, I just made it easy to imagine working with me directly. Meanwhile, I started a side company, quietly, legally, under a name that could never be traced back to me until I wanted it to be. I set up contracts, I rented a small office, and I waited. The firing was my green light. When I saw those garbage bags in the lobby, I knew Greg thought he'd humiliated me. That was his style, public execution to scare the rest. I didn't touch the bags. I walked past him like he didn't exist, got in my car, and drove straight to my new office. By the end of that week, I'd sent polite, personal emails to every client I'd ever worked with, letting them know I was available for consulting work if they ever needed me. Within 3 days, 2 of the 3 largest accounts called me. Not Greg, not the company, me. 2 weeks later, the messages started. First, an email. "Hey, just wondering if you have a moment to chat." Then a text. "Can you talk today?" Then 20, then 40, then 80 messages across every platform. Email, text, LinkedIn. The tone shifted from casual to panicked. "Clients aren't renewing. We need to discuss this ASA. Where are you?" I didn't answer. The confrontation came by accident. A month after I left, I saw Greg in the lobby of a downtown hotel. He looked thinner, grayer. I walked past him, but he caught my arm. "What the hell did you do?" His voice was low, desperate. I tilted my head. I left. "You took them, didn't you?" "They called me," I said. "I didn't take anything. You threw it away." His hand dropped. In his eyes, I saw the realization land. He'd fired me thinking he was cutting off dead weight, but he'd been holding on to the anchor that was keeping the company afloat. Now, those 3 largest accounts are mine. So are 5 others that followed. My office is small, but it's mine. No garbage bags, no public humiliation. Greg's company is bleeding. Last I heard, they closed 2 departments and cut half their staff.